What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a blessed and wonderful day like the blessed and wonderful people you are. And today, first off, we have some Apex playing in the background. Hope you enjoy the GD goddamn gameplay. This was streamed over at my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Orion. So if you want to stop by, show up, show out, show love, come see us. We have a lot of fun over there. This gameplay again and many other. We play a plethora of games, so come have fun with us. All right. Today we want to talk about anime. Okay, if you don't know me, I am a very big and avid anime and manga enjoyer. All right, so I have a list of things that I've been watching and reading recently that I wanted to go over. Some of my favorites right now, recently at least, I have to throw in the classic Yu Yu Hakusho, of course. That's my number one 9 dime. You know what I'm saying? Like it just transcends for me. All right, personally, even my background of my PC right now is that show. So it definitely has a big place in my heart. Another show would be The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. That's like, I guess, my current fave. I wouldn't say it's the best at anything, but all right. I even have bought physical copies of the manga. All right. Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is another thing that I've been watching, or not watching because the show hasn't come out yet. But I've read recently. I also own a physical copy of the web series. Another thing that I've been watching or reading recently is Tower of God, The God of High School, which the God of High School anime is complete garbage. I would not recommend, but that webtoon is actually really good. I'll give it to him. We're getting to the point where it's about to reach a the ending of it, so it's actually all tying together and it's really good. So I have a full and large wide spectrum of things that I've been watching and reading recently. And on that list, and this is the main point of this video that I want to talk about. I'm going to talk about One Piece today. All right? Yes. The polarizing manga / anime that is One Piece. Okay. The fandom of One Piece is split into two sides. You have this is peak anime, this is peak entertainment, and then you have the people that aren't even gonna give it a chance because it's so long. It's what is it at? I think at the time of recording, this is at 1,057 chapters. To read it in its entirety, you have to read 1,057 chapters of this anime. That's long as fuck. Even watching that is long as fuck. I think I am on chapter 596, so I literally just got over the hump of being halfway over. And those are the two sides. You have the people that enjoy it, they think it's the peak anime, and then you have the people that are not even gonna give it a chance because it's so damn long. I'm not gonna lie, until maybe a month ago, I was on the side of it's too long, I'm not about to read all of this. But because of the free time that I've had recently, I said, okay, if I'm gonna call this mid, I want to be at least knowledgeable on the show and the manga to say that it's mid. Like I want people to know that I feel like it's mid, and it's not because I didn't read it, but because I read it, it is so mid. Okay, and I have my concerns and issues, and I also have positive things to say about it from my point of view. This is going to be like a unfinished review on One Piece. Again, I am on chapter 596, just crossed the halfway mark, and I have my problems. Okay, so one of the first issues that I have with One Piece is it takes too long to get into. So if you don't know what One Piece is, or plot of it is, basically is You follow Luffy. He wants to become the king of pirates after the last king of pirates beheaded in front of everybody, and he told everybody that treasure that he had exists out there in the Grand Line, basically. So Luffy sets out, tries to find himself a crew, and he joins in on trying to become the Pirate King and finding the One Piece. Literally 90% of the story happens in the Grand Line. 90% is 900 chapters. So the first 100 chapters, they don't even get to the place where most of the things are going to happen. So it starts off really, really slow. If you're not encapsulated by the third chapter, it's going to be a long ride for you. And I can't blame you if by the third chapter you've quit. Again, this is a very polarizing show and manga. You're either going to love it by the third chapter, or you're going to have to take a lot of time to get into it. A lot of things that people say to me before I started it, I asked them, yo, like, when is this supposed to be good? When am I supposed to be captured by the plot of this? And I'm going to want to read or watch it for the rest of it. Most people have told me it doesn't get good till chapter 343. I think that's like the Impel Down saga, basically. So you're telling me that I have to wait 340 plus chapters of a book before it gets good? I'm not going for it. Me, if I didn't have the free time that I had, I would not still be reading this. Honestly and truly, I believe it does not get good until where I'm at right now. Honestly and truly, maybe in the 400s is where I was like, okay, I'm interested to see what's going to happen next. Making somebody wait 100 plus chapters or episodes for something to get good is ridiculous. And again, there's a lot of people that are hooked since chapter 1. I mean, this been out for what, 20 plus years. So you've been watching it from the beginning. It's completely different than someone that's trying to start it and finish it. Again, this is I'm coming from a standpoint where I've read it. Yeah, I'm reading it currently. If I was watching this, I would be nowhere close to as far as I am now. I definitely read it faster than I would be able to watch it, since, you know, you have a set amount of time. You know, you have those 23 minutes or 24 minutes, whatever it is, of watching, relative than I could probably read a chapter in maybe 12 minutes max, I believe. So I probably have the amount of time that would take me to watch this whole thing is probably split in like a fourth, because I'm reading it. Thank God, because if I was not reading it, again, I don't think I would be able to finish it. And again, this isn't my first time trying to watch or read the show. The first time that I got into this rabbit hole that is what we know as One Piece, I got to around episode 500. If you're caught up with the show, or you know what's going on with it, then you'll know that's around the Doflamingo arc. This is like after the time skip, after the Marineford arc. I always get to that point and I fall off. And even before that, I get to Skypiea arc and I literally always fall off from it. Like the Alabasta was cool. It's whatever. Like it's not the most interesting thing to me in the world, but I will give it that it works. To say the least about a lot of things. It works. Okay. Then you go to Skypiea, and it is like, I'm not gonna lie, the first few chapters or episodes of Skypiea are boring as fuck. It's boring. I'm sorry. That's how I feel. And you won't change my mind. All right, the shit was boring as hell. All right, yeah, you're trying to figure out how you get up there, and then you figure out that it's a big ass storm, and you don't know that until you go and say hi to a dude that his family came from a book, and the book was about him lying and blah blah. It was boring as fuck. Okay, then you finally get up there and you have a boss and the boss just doesn't care about the boss just wants to go to the moon. All of it is just ridiculous. And how they beat him is even more ridiculous. It makes sense because science exists. And if you watch the Red Skypiea arc, you would know how they get through that because of science. Overall, not good. The Thriller Bark arc of One Piece is easily the worst arc that I've read so far. Easily the worst. Like, it feels like a Bleach filler arc. Of course, they get a new crewmate out of it, so I guess that's cool, but I think it honestly was painful. Painful, and I was just waiting for it to finish. I mean, obviously, a lot of the things that were happening in the arc was to tie back to the grand scheme of things or whatever. But again, the show is a slow burn. If it wasn't a slow burn, there wouldn't be damn near 1,100 chapters. Okay, so I can understand, and I'm being patient as possible trying to read this, but this shit is painful. I'm not gonna lie to you. This shit is painful, especially that Thriller Bark arc. I wanted to pull my hair out the entire time I was reading through that. I will never hate on somebody that says they don't want to read it because I understand it, and I'm currently reading it. I'm only reading it just so I have a reason to call it trash to other people's face at this point. Until I feel like it's getting over this slow hump and everything is finished tying in, and we get to pushing the plot towards an end goal, then I believe that's when I'll start to get engrossed into what's going on with it. Again, 100 chapters for them to get to the Grand Line. That's too fucking long. Too long. What is it? Getting Sanji was like 20 chapters on alone. Getting Usopp was like 30 chapters alone. It actually drove a lot of plot points and showed us like what the pacing of the show was going to be like. So I'm not mad at the Arlong Park arc. It gave us a lot of plot points and showed us like how the pacing of the show was going to go. Getting Zoro was cool as well. It is what it is. Was it the best plot points? No, but I guess again, everything's going to tie back in at the end somewhere. Getting Usopp was long-winded, honestly and truly. I don't think it needed to be that long. There was a lot of background stories to background stories to background stories that we didn't need. I think it could have been wrapped up a lot quicker, especially for a crewmate that at this point in the show that I'm in isn't producing much for it. Water 7 arc, it was all right. They introduced a lot of big things that were going to come into play. Whether it's happened yet or it hasn't happened yet for me. So I'm not really upset at it. Again, Skypiea was way too long. Thriller Bark was terrible. And right now I'm about to enter the time skip. So Marineford just occurred, basically. I'm going to continue to read it. Am I going to enjoy it? I don't know. Right now, I'm 50-50 with it. It's not bad, but it's not like I need to keep going. I need to keep reading this because this is just so good and I want to know what's happened. Okay. It's more of like a background. Like if I was just chilling, hanging out in my room or something, I needed background noise, I would probably turn on One Piece. That's honestly how I feel about it right now. Obviously that can change. I do think the show does a lot of good things. It definitely tries to make you care about a lot of characters. They do really good at showing people's relationships and how important those relationships together are. There's nothing just blatantly unexplained unless they just don't want to tell you yet. And they usually do a good job at telling you in the future if it was missed out, what you're missing out. on. There's just a lot of characters right now at the point where I'm at. It's like I don't know if you're going to be important in the future. Like for example, Vivi, Alabastis art. Obviously, she's the princess of that country. She hasn't come back into play, but some other people from that arc have come back to play. So again, I'm not mad at, but I just feel like there are a lot of people in the show that they're here. They gave us backstory for us, gave us information for these people, like they're going to be very important in the future, and then you just see them in like flash twos or flashbacks where you just talking to that person, or that person is talking to somebody else that is also not in the main plot of that situation. We're gonna see, of course. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna keep watching. But this has been my unfinished review of One Piece. But that's it. That'll be the end of my unfinished review of One Piece. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you had a blessed one today again, like the blessed one you are. Make sure you like the video. Comment if you have anything to say about One Piece. Which side of the spectrum are you on? Is it mid to you? Is it too long, as I would think most people will say? Or do you think it's peak fiction, the best thing to ever come out since sliced bread? Let me know. Y'all have a great one, and I'm out of here. Peace.
That was the worst situation we could possibly be in, and we literally cleaned up everything. I don't know what that Newcastle thought he was doing, bro. He ran through the circle, took 2 ticks, and just got shit on. Bro.
He actually tried to flank through the circle.
Yes, bro.
Yeah, he got shit on. Oh my god.
Immediately got turned on. A great way to end this shit.
Look at that. This shit.
481